Okay, one more video on the J&L catch cans. I contacted J&L because they're not real clear on their catch cans with markings as to which side the intake is and the outlet is on their catch cans. And contacting them revealed something. I don't know if this is a recent change or if they've always been this way, but it appears that with J&L they'll move their filter from one side to the other, which I think is not a very good decision on their part because it just confuses everything. If people are watching videos, and in this case this catch can, the intake or the N is on the side of the can with the O printed on it. That comes from the PCV valve. The outlet from the catch can is next to the letter C, and that goes into the intake manifold. Well, after contacting J&L about this deal with catch cans and the correct routing of the lines, revealed that, oh no, they moved their filter from one side to the other depending on the application. So you may have one application with a J&L can where the intake is on the side with the C, and in this case, which this can was originally for a Mustang 2.3 turbo high performance package is what I bought it for. On this one, the intake side is next to the letter O. That's where the filter baffle is on this particular can. But they're saying no, they will move the baffle from one side to the other depending on the application. And I think it's a Mustang. After trying to look at the picture that's on J&L's own homepage, but I think it's a Mustang. I don't know if it was a Chrysler product when I first looked at it, but where the battery I think is in the back right hand corner of the engine compartment, which pretty much I think it'll be a 5.0 Mustang that is installed on. I still could be wrong on the manufacturer of that engine that's showing in their picture, because nothing really identifies what brand of vehicle it is. But in that one, they're showing the intake from the PCV valve going into the side with the letter C, and the outlet side coming out next to the letter O. And why they chose to go that route on that particular one is beyond me, because where they mounted the catch can, you have two long lengths of hose to run anyway. They could have just maintained, the O being the intake and the C being the outlet. But for some reason, J&L, in an email to me when I questioned them about this, stated that no, it depends on what vehicle it's going in. They will move the baffle slash filter either over to the side with the C, or it can be over on the side with the O. However, they did say that the intake has to go onto the side that has the baffle slash filter, and then your unbaffled, unfiltered side is your exit from the can. So if you're going to do a J&L can, make sure that the PCV valve is going into the side of it that has the baffle slash filter in it, and that your exit side is the side with no baffle slash filter and is running to the intake manifold. Why J&L decided to muddy the waters? Because they don't print on their cans in and out like like a lot of other catch can manufacturers do. They'll actually print in and out so that you know which one the PCV valve hooks into and which line runs over to the intake. J&L muddies the water by not saying anything, and then just one little line in the instructions telling you, which is easy to confuse in their instructions because it's buried down into the instructions. They give you a full page of instructions. I mean, these cans are so simple to install, there shouldn't be a full page of instructions on them. Why they chose to go this route, I don't know, but that's the path that J&L has decided to go. So if you do order a J&L can, unscrew the cup on it, the can part of it from the top, and look in there and see which side the filter slash baffle is installed on, because that's going to be your intake side. And evidently it can be on either side of a J&L oil separator can. So I hope this information kind of clarifies this, and to make people aware that if you're doing a J&L can, you need to, don't just look once, don't just look twice, you check it 3 times, triple check it to make sure you're going into the correct side, because it can get confusing from their instructions. And when you're hooking them up, their cans do not have an in and an out printed on them, which would really make it easy if they would just do that. If they just pick one side of the can as an intake and one side as an outlet, and then put in and out on the corresponding sides, it sure would make it a whole lot easier. Because if you hook these cans up backwards, you can pull oil up into that the line that runs to the intake manifold, which pretty much counteracts the purpose of the catch can. Because what you're doing is you're pulling the air through the can. If you're going in through the open side and exiting through the baffled slash filtered side, that as that oil gets up in there, you can continue to pull it up into that intake line. If you hook it up correctly with your intake coming in by the baffled slash filtered side, now it's all that air, once it passes through the filter and is separating oil from the air, that oil now drips down into the can, and the air just continues on out through the unfiltered side and into the intake. Where when it's backwards, you're not doing any filtering at all or baffling at all until it's onto the exit side, which again, you can end up pulling some oil into the intake, which is what you're trying to avoid in the first place. So huge thumbs down to a J&L for not being consistent on their catch cans and for not printing an in and out. I know why they don't print the in and out on them now, because they're just moving that filter slash baffle either on the O side or the C side. So again, triple check if you buy a J&L can which side your baffle is actually on. All the videos I've ever seen where J&L, you know, was a part of the video and these cans are being installed, every single one I've ever seen, the intake was always on the side next to the letter O. But they did inform me in an email that it can be on either side. So just be aware of that, and I hope this information helps people, especially if you're looking at a J&L can, because they are not really very clear on their intake and outlet on them. The only thing you need to know is that the side that does have the filter is the intake, and that's the one that you run from your PCV valve. Hope this information helps. Thank you for watching.